If by this they mean there is no difference among sins, nothing could be farther from the truth, and that is not what the Bible teaches. It does teach that all sinners are equally guilty before God, and that we all stand in the same state of guilt before Him, but not that all sin is equal. Some sins are more damaging than others. As Jesus said clearly, there are weightier aspects of God's law, and those are the ones that destroy relationships and hurt people, things like the lack of justice, mercy, and faithfulness. See Matthew 23:23. These sins are inherently destructive and are more hurtful than the yellow sins. Being messy or impatient with someone can hardly be compared to lying about an affair. Lest this stance on sin sound too harsh or non-forgiving, listen to the way that David put it. I will be careful to lead a blameless life. When will you come to me? I will walk in my house with blameless heart. I will set before my eyes no vile thing. The deeds of faithless men I hate. They will not cling to me. Men of perverse heart shall be far from me. I will have nothing to do with evil. Whoever slanders his neighbor in secret, him will I put to silence. Whoever has haughty eyes and a proud heart, him will I not endure. My eyes will be on the faithful in the land, that they may dwell with me. He whose walk is blameless will minister to me. No one who practices deceit will dwell in my house. No one who speaks falsely will stand in my presence. Every morning I will put to silence all the wicked in the land. I will cut off every evildoer from the city of the Lord. Psalm 101, verses 2-8. As David implies in this psalm, character begins with yourself. He decided to avoid vile things, faithlessness, perversity, evil, slander, pride and haughtiness, deceit, wickedness. What an incredible list of character traits to avoid. So many heartaches would be avoided if people would say no to dating someone who showed these character traits. The Bible tells us over and over that some people are worthy of trust and some are not. Jesus himself said, "Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and then turn and tear you to pieces." Matthew 7:6. It is not unforgiving to have good boundaries and to not trust a certain kind of person. Staying away from certain people may well protect your heart and life. We suggest that you have some basic things that you value in your own character and to require the same from the people that you date. David's list involves these relational and destructive aspects of sin. They are things that hurt people and relationships and are very harmful. If you encounter such things in a person you're dating, then they are weighty indeed and you should be very, very careful. Listen to them again. Faithlessness, perversity, evil, slander, pride, deceit, wickedness. These are certainly red lights, and if you encounter them, you should stop right in your tracks and not go further in the relationship until you are certain that the problem is resolved. But these are not the only serious issues. In our book, Safe People, we listed some other traits that are destructive to relationships. Here is the list. Destructive personal traits. Acts like he has it all together instead of admitting weakness and imperfection. Is religious instead of spiritual. Is defensive instead of open to feedback. Is self-righteous instead of humble. Apologizes instead of changes. Avoids working on problems. Demands trust instead of proving himself trustworthy. Lies instead of telling the truth. Is stagnant and not growing. Is an addict. Is duplicitous. Destructive interpersonal traits. Avoids closeness. Thinks only about himself instead of the relationship and the other person. Is controlling and resists freedom. In dating, this includes not respecting your limits in the physical realm. Flatters. Condemns. Plays one-up or acts parental. Is unstable over time. Is a negative influence. Gossips. Is overly jealous and suspicious. Negates pain. Is overly angry. These traits in people are very hurtful character patterns.